Good morning, students. Welcome to online class. Today we are going to see early states, Janapadas and Mahajanapadas in history. How some men become rulers. Around 5000 years ago, Jana choose their rulers. Jana means people. But around 3000 years ago, we find some changes taking place in the ways in which Rajas were chosen, that is, kings. Now, some men became rulers by defeating or subjugating other rulers, and some more became Rajas by performing very big sacrifices, that is, Ashwamedha Yagna. The Ashwamedha or horse sacrifice was one such ritual. A horse was let loose to wander freely and it was guarded by Raja's men. Wander means moving here and there. If the horse wandered into the kingdom of other Rajas and they stopped it, they had to fight. If they allowed the horse to pass, it means that they accepted that the Raja who wanted to perform the sacrifice was stronger than them. These Rajas were then invited to the sacrifice performed by priest of the main king. The Raja who organized the sacrifice was recognized as most powerful, and all other Rajas bought gifts for him. He was the central figure in these rituals. He sat on a special throne, and his charioteer chanted tales of his glory at the battlefield. The other Rajas were simply spectators, that is, viewers, who have to sit and watch the ritual. The ordinary people, the Vish or Vaishya, also bought gifts. However, some people, such as those who were regarded as Sudras by the priest, were excluded from many rituals. Janapadas. Yeah, the Rajas who performed these big sacrifices were now recognized as being Rajas of Janapadas rather than Janas, that is, people. The word Janapada literally means the land where Janas set their foot and settled down, that is, started living there. Archaeologists have excavated a number of settlements in these Janapadas, such as Purana Khila in Delhi, Hastinapur near Meerut, and Atranjikhera near Etah, that is, Uttar Pradesh. We found that people lived in huts, kept cattle as well as other animals. They also grow a variety of crops like rice, wheat, barley, pulses, and sugarcane. They made earthen pots also, and some of these were grey in color and others were red. One special type of pottery found at the sites is known as painted greyware, that is, grey parts with painted designs, lines, and geometric patterns. Let me see about Mahajanapadas. About 2500 years ago, some Janapadas became more important than others and were known as Mahajanapadas. Most Mahajanapadas had a capital city. Many of these were found. This means that walls of brick, wood, or stone were built around them, that is, fortified. Role of forts. Forts provided protection from attacks from other kings and their armies. Forts with large, tall, and impressive walls around the city also showed the richness and power of rulers. Also, in this way, the land and the people inside the area could be controlled more easily. Building such huge was required a great deal of planning. Enormous labor was required to make the bricks and the walls. The new Rajas now began maintaining armies. Soldiers were paid regular salaries and maintained by the king throughout the year. For the whole year, they has to give salary for the soldiers. Some payments were probably made using punch marked coins. Life in the Mahajanapadas. First, we will discuss about social life. The priest divided the society into four groups called Varnas, and each Varna had a different set of function. Brahmanas, they study, teach, and perform yajnas. Kshatriyas, fight battles and protect people. They are called kings. Vaishya, traders, farmers, and herders. Shudras, who had to serve other three groups. They were craftsmen, laborers, gatherers, and people who did burial and cremations. They were later considered untouchables. These varnas were initially made according to the work people did and their capabilities. But later on, varnas were decided according to the birth. If one's father and mother are Brahmin, so one would automatically become a Brahmin. Women were also later on not allowed to study Vedas, and they were also treated like Sudras. They too were considered to have the duty to serve their husband and families. Let me discuss about economy. The rulers were building huge forts. For maintaining big armies, they needed more resources. So, they started collecting regular taxes. Taxes on crops were the most important. This was because most people were farmers. Usually, the tax was fixed at 1/6 of the produce. This was known as bhaga or the share. There were taxes on craft persons as well. This could have been in the form of labor. For example, a weaver or a smith may have to work for a day every month for the king. That is in the form of tax they are paying. Herders were also expected to pay taxes in the form of animals and animal produce. There were also taxes on goods that were bought and sold through trade. Hunters and gatherers also have to produce forest produce to the Raja. Punch-marked coins. So here we see punch-marked coins were made of silver or copper and had images of animals, trees, birds, or geometric patterns punched on them. Instead of barter, punchmark coins began to be used as units of exchange. Let me discuss about political life in Mahajanapadas. The Mahajanapadas were either republics known as Ganasanghas or monarchies ruled by kings. For example, Vajji was a Ganasangha, while Magadha was a monarchy that is ruled by kings. Most Mahajanapadas were ruled by a Raja, that is by king. A person could become a king if he was elected by the people because he was strong and able. He inherited the title when his father died. He became powerful after conquering neighboring territories. And he performed sacrifices like the Ashwamedha or the Rajasuya to gain control over large territories. Magadha. Magadha became the most important Mahajanapada of this time because many rivers such as Ganga and Son flowed through Magadha. This was important for transport, water supplies, and making the land fertile. Elephants who lived in the Magadha forest could be captured and trained for the army. Forest provided wood for building houses, cart and chariots. There were iron ore mines in the region that could be used to make strong tools and weapons. Ruler of Magadha. So here two very powerful rulers of Magadha were Bimbisara and Ajatasattu, who used all possible means to conquer other Janapadas. Mahapadmananda was another important ruler who extended his control up to the northwest part of the subcontinent. Rajgiraha in Bihar was capital of Magadha for several years. The capital was shifted to Pataliputra, that is present day Patna. Vajji. While Magadha became a powerful kingdom, Vajji with its capital at Vaishali, that is in Bihar, was under a different form of government known as Sangha. In a Sangha, there were not one but many rulers. Sometimes even thousands of men ruled together. Each one was known as a Raja. These Rajas performed rituals together. They also maintained assemblies and decided what had to be done by a discussion and debate. However, women, dasas, and kamakaras could not participate in the assemblies. They are treated like Sudras. Both the Buddha and Mahavira belong to Sanghas. Thank you, students.